Today happened to be May the 5th, 2020. It's about 9:02 a.m. 2020, time of the vision, time to wake up. See what we have here in the Charles, Missouri park here, Mississippi County. The first steps into the Louisiana Purchase. As you can see, the Louisiana Purchase was in 1803. I believe the United States purchased this from France in 1803. 1803, we know what was going on back then. Slavery without a doubt or contradiction. We're going to take a view here. It's not too far from where I be sitting watching my geese, well, the geese with their babies. You can see some right here. Something that my enemies don't like, black and white. And this is not directed at anybody that's not racist. This is not directed to anybody that's not a sellout black that's using blacks. But you take a look at this. I don't knock the people for having this here up. But when you have black leaders that don't have nothing to show what blacks did in this country, is something wrong. You see who paddling the boat? Well, we know it wasn't until 1863 when Abraham Lincoln declared all slaves to be free. Louisiana Purchase was in 1803. You can see what's going on. You can see in the back there. It's just to show you why my enemies don't like me. See, I show the good, bad, and the ugly. You know, one thing about the so-called black leaders here in Charleston, Missouri, you see, they not trying to educate the blacks. They gonna continue to tell you Christopher Columbus discovered America. They ain't gonna tell you the real history of 1492 when Christopher Columbus and a bunch of savages, rapists, robbers, thieves came to what they called the New Land and said they discovered it. But if you discovered the New Land, then it shouldn't have been nobody there. But see, they didn't consider the natives there. Just like during slavery, they didn't consider blacks as human beings. And some still don't consider us as human beings. And this is nothing to cause trouble. This is just education. Everybody don't want to hear it. Harriet Tubman even told you she freed 1,000 slaves. She could have freed 1,000 more if she could only convince them were slaves. They in mental slavery in this area. In some other areas. But anyway, now, here this Christopher Columbus allegedly discovered America, or the New Land, in 1492. Came over with nothing, left back with captives. Who was the captives? It had to be somebody that was already there. Took the captives back after he raped, him and his crew raped and murdered these people that was living peacefully, living off the land, doing what God said, submitting to the will of God. People don't want to hear that. Some people don't. This is 2020. Stop teaching your kids to be submissive to somebody because their skin is lighter than them. Stop letting your children follow behind some of these thugs in the streets that said God called them to get a unity march, and you see what they've been doing before the so-called unity march and after the so-called unity march. It wasn't a march, it was a parade. Those same two individuals that died called, now they separated. They fighting each other because they stealing money from each other, from illegal gains, not from legitimate work. Look at that. They talking. They saying tell the truth. I hear you. But let me tell you, Christopher Columbus remind me of the sellout blacks down here, and the white supremacists remind me of the king and queen of Spain when Christopher Columbus and them rapists and barbaric thieves went back to Spain, and the queen and king of Spain honored them for coming back from stealing all these natives, gold and everything else that they had, and bringing back some of them captives. You see, they opened the door for 1619 for the Mayflower to come over here, bringing us, our people over here, building up this land. And then in the end, they want you to see some of them to think that they was born rich. They wasn't born rich having all that land. They took it from people. They still taking it from people. But as long as you still continue to let your children keep falling behind these so-called leaders, especially here in Charleston, Missouri, I ain't seen no progress. None whatsoever since all the elders done passed away. All you see now is a generation of people. You know, an individual, one of my critics said that they silenced me from speaking down there. They didn't silence me from speaking. The people that hired the sellout black who was working for Susanna Wesley Learning Center, who's the present president of the NAACP, and Sherry Maxwell of the Lincoln University, Southeast Missouri chapter, they wanted to pay me $50 and sign a contract with them that anytime they want me to speak to the children, that I'll come speak for $50. I was speaking for free. After I spoke a couple of hours, they want to give me $50 cash, so it's no trail behind it. Like they was giving other people $500 checks, saying that they took children to bowling, but they ain't took them no place. But they take them down, tell them to go down to McLean's or Town and Country when it was open to cash the check and bring them back $50. What type of leader is that? See, they doing the same thing that the slave master did. You see, these leaders down here remind me of those slaves inside of the house. They talking about they eating soul food because they got the pig ear, the pig intestines, the pig nose, the pig feet, and some black-eyed peas. And they said that's soul food. That's the food that them people that had you out there telling on the people that was in the field, that's what they gave you. In the end, when they didn't need you no more, they do you just like they did the NAACP president now. He separated from Susanna Wesley Learning Center. And that's how the same thing of these other ones that criticize me. But one thing about me, I tell the truth about the black and the whites. But y'all keep on living like that. My children won't be no slaves. My children won't bow down to a person because of their color of their skin. My children won't bow down and follow behind none of these sellout blacks. My children's gonna be somebody. They gonna stand up for all races of people. You see what I'm saying? If they be law enforcement official and they chief of police is not right, or some of the others are not right, they not gonna sit back and let them put false charges on people. All around the world, it's the same old thing. But I tell you this, one thing about Raymond Lewis Ivy, I know I'm not perfect. I know I make mistakes. There's none perfect but God. But this wasn't no mistake. The Louisiana Purchase wasn't no mistake. 1492 wasn't no mistake. 1619 wasn't no mistake. What's going on here in Charleston, Missouri wasn't no mistake. What it is, you got to wake up. Why you think they killed Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? Mega Epic. Little old young Emmett Till. Those white and black civil rights leaders that was fighting in Mississippi to try to get voting going on. Why you think they killed John F. Kennedy? Why you think they killed Robert Kennedy? I can go on and on. They're gonna kill any human being that stand up against racism and these sellout blacks. Peace be still.